Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of College Snacks. Today I'm going to show you how to make tuna taste better. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat tuna straight out of the can, but it just tastes like a pencil's eraser. And I think we can do much better if we just cook it. I'm going to show you how to make tuna taste better in 3 ways. The first way I'm going to get started on, I'm just going to preheat the pan here. I used to make this one sandwich with, I would use some pasta sauce, and I would put it on the tuna, cook it up a little bit, and then put it in the sandwich. And I'm going to show you how to make that one right now. So I got my pan heating, and I hope the camera is recording and you can see this. I think that would be very nice. So you know the drill by now, butter. Now we can use olive oil, but the pasta sauce already has some olive oil in it. So, you know, not really going to need that much flavor. I'm just gonna let the butter, you know, do its thing, melt. Now we can see that butter is like melted. I'm just gonna go in with the tuna. Ugh, that slap! Okay, that slap was quite unappetizing, but yeah, so anyways, just break it down a little bit. Now this is a can of white meat tuna. It's a little tougher, and but it's like, I don't know, it's a little mild in flavor. It's a little tougher in texture, and so it kind of feels like chicken, honestly. So, you know, when you add the marinara sauce, it'll taste good. So I'm just heating it up a little bit before I add the sauce. You know what? It's starting to smell better. I didn't even add anything, just butter, right? And you know what, like the beauty with tuna is that it's already cooked. So you're not really waiting for it to cook, you're just preparing it and making it more flavorful. So just gonna make sure it's nice and hot. Maybe get a little browning in there. Okay, now this would be a good time to add your seasoning, any salt and pepper. I'll go in with a tablespoon of oregano. I would say like a teaspoon and a half of oregano. You know, sprinkle it on there, just like that. That should give it a little bit of a nice aroma. Now you can see that the tuna is starting to brown a little bit. It's not too noticeable, but it's starting to look good. Okay, so I turned down the heat a little bit. I had some technical difficulties here with the camera, but everything's fixed now. And yeah, so back to the cooking. I have a little bit of pasta sauce left, right? I'm just gonna shake it up a little bit. And I'm not gonna use the whole thing if I don't need the whole thing, right? I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm just adding the sauce now. I think I'm gonna use the whole thing, to be honest. But, you know, yeah, that's good enough. Now, all you really gotta do now is just get all the ingredients nice and mixed. Now it's starting to smell really good. Now it's nice and soft. And then we just wait for a little bit, let the sauce reduce for a little bit. That's like not the easiest one. I'm gonna show you the easiest one in a bit. As you can see, some barbecue sauce here, and it's not going with this one. I would add some pepper. I just ran out of pepper, but salt. I think it's plenty salty because it was in brown water. So this is just good enough for now. And honestly, I think it's quite ready. Now for this recipe, I would use focaccia bread, or any of those Italian breads that are like, that have a lot of gluten. But all I could find was this semi-baguette. So I'll just cut it up, and hopefully it will work nicely. Okay, I think that could work. I'll actually go and heat it up from the inside. Just gonna place it right next to it here. Give it a nice steam. And I'm gonna go in right now with a slice of low moisture mozzarella. You can use any kind of mozzarella you want. I came up with 2 slices, so I think that could be good. Just put it on there. Nice. Guys, this is like the best thing. It smells good. It smells really good. And I think the buns are not like toasting as I want them to. But I don't want to rip it up. So I'll just work with it now. I'll go in with a little bit of butter on the bread just to make it a little extra crispy. But it's not a grilled cheese. If you guys want to see how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, you can always check out the playlist somewhere here. I made a grilled cheese sandwich and it's really good. Now this is looking good. I'll use a spoon to scoop it up. Look at that, guys. Oh my god. Now we can make 2 sandwiches with this. So I'll just put it to the side here. Look at that, guys. I mean, I could have another slice, but honestly, oh yeah. Can you believe this is the same tuna we started with? I couldn't. Okay, so I'm just gonna place it on the side here, and I'm gonna give it a taste. It's still hot. Okay. Yeah, this is awesome. It's definitely better than raw tuna. Honestly, it's giving me like a tuna sloppy joe. So if that's what it is, then this is what it is. It's a tuna sloppy joe. Now for the next one, we don't even need heat. We don't need the hot plate, we don't need the pan, we don't need anything. All we need is a can of tuna, some barbecue sauce, and tartar sauce. And some bread. I'm gonna use some bread. Take this to the side, nice and ready for plate number 2. Okay, so right now we have a nicer can of tuna. This looks really good, and you know it's really fancy because it comes with peppercorns. For this one, we're gonna mash the tuna in barbecue sauce. Just remove the peppercorn. Okay. So I'm gonna get the tuna prepped like this. I'm gonna add some barbecue sauce. Oh, okay. I would say this is like 3 tablespoons. Actually, no, 2.5 tablespoons. I'm gonna mash it up in barbecue, and now this smells good. This one, like. Now I'll go in with more barbecue sauce. Listen, guys, this is not a healthy recipe, but I can say that I lost weight eating this, to be honest. This was my favorite way to eat tuna in college. I would eat these, I would make sandwiches and I would eat them between classes, and I wouldn't like take it to college. So if I had like 2 classes that are far apart, I would go home and then make one of these and eat it. It's like really light, it's not too dense to make you like groggy or anything like that. Now that the tuna is covered in barbecue sauce, I could add more. I can make a couple of sandwiches with this one. And honestly, I would add oregano to this too, but just for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna do that. Because I don't know if that will be good for you guys or not. But this is good. Now the way I would do this, would be using a submarine roll, but this is more fancy. This is like really cool. I'm using a brioche bun. Now let me get this bun here, and I'm just gonna open it up. I'm not gonna touch the bun, and I'm going in with, let's see. Okay, so I'm going with a tablespoon of tartar sauce, or whatever that is. This is a really big tablespoon. So I'll just put it on the bottom, right here. Look at that. Tuna. I think that's good enough. And you know what? I could add a little more barbecue. And what the heck? I'll add a little more tartar sauce. There you have it. Oh my god, look at that. This looks better than most fast food places right now. It smells really good. Okay. Now comes the hardest one. The one that I've never made, but I really want to make. I think this one could be one of the best ways to make tuna. And it's not as simple, but it's not too hard. But I think it's a little advanced. So all you're gonna need for the third one, and that is like a tuna patty, or like from what I thought I was gonna make, or a tuna cake, like a crab cake. I actually thought that I came up with it, but I googled it. I think the camera's full. Hopefully it can make it through the last dish. I'm gonna get another bowl, and I'm gonna mix up the ingredients, and it's gonna be really, really good. So stay tuned. Okay, so for the final dish, I added some parsley to a can of tuna. I think you can see it here, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm just gonna cut this up a little bit with a knife and a fork. So ideally you would chop the parsley first and then add it. But this is probably gonna be the same. Now it's nice and mixed up. I'm going in with a tablespoon of tartar sauce, and I'm gonna get my mayo, probably like the same amount of mayo. Okay, I'm going in with some mustard, so I'll add the egg. I'm just gonna mix it up. Now for the most important part, we'll go in with some crackers. Just gonna break them up nicely. Mix it up a little bit. I think it's a little too wet, so this will help get it nice and homogeneous. Okay, I think it's ready now. In a minute I'll form it into patties, and then I'll fry them just like you would crab cakes. Okay, now we're preheating the pan again. I think it got a little cold. Then I'll add in some butter, just like usual. And then comes the fun part, where we're gonna form the patties. You can wear gloves. I actually recommend you wear gloves because there's raw egg in there. But I'm a big boy. I can handle some. So I'm just gonna wait until the butter melts. Then I'll start forming the patties. Now the texture in the hand doesn't feel good. So if you're like a big texture person, probably wouldn't recommend doing it without the gloves. This doesn't feel like a good thing. I'll actually add some crackers to the top. So I had 3 crackers per patty. I'm just gonna add them right there. Maybe I'll increase the heat a little bit. And I'll place it like this. This will probably make like 4 patties or 3. Yeah, I think this will make 3. Okay, so I'll just wash my hands. It's a little dirty, but make sure that butter goes everywhere. And what I'll do is I'll dry my hands, and then I'll crack some biscuits on there so that they can get all nice and crispy when I flip it. So I'll just probably do one each. Now this one I've never made before, so it's kind of an experiment. Now this actually smells really good. Turn down the heat a little bit. Then I want to flip it. Okay, so I broke the first one. Hopefully I don't break the others. But yeah. So I'll actually turn down the heat and let them cook for a little longer. These are like closer to pancakes in preparation. It's a little soft. Maybe if I go in 2, okay. Okay, I'll take it off the heat. But as you can see so far, they're coming along, you know, fine, but they're not like the best. But I think if I see this through, probably could become like a really nice dish. Just to think, all of this comes from 1 can of tuna. I mean, like each, but all of this comes from tuna, like the can that you just cannot eat by itself. So if you cook it in different ways, and like this recipe is like whatever I could find online to like resemble crab cakes, and also it's kind of like it's like common knowledge how to make crab cakes. Like you add tartar sauce, some mayo, some parsley, and maybe other things, some Old Bay seasoning and stuff like that. But that's what I have, and I think you should use what you have to make whatever you can. Or I think you should always use what you have. I mean, just don't let like any lack of ingredients discourage you from trying. I mean, you can always try it. And if you think that it tastes good, it tastes good. If you think that it doesn't taste good, then maybe okay, go and buy the seasoning or whatever the thing is that you need. But this is pretty good. I think it's it's almost, yeah, I think this is good. Had a little rough start, but it kind of resembles crab cakes. If you like squint, it will resemble crab cakes. But hey, listen, we had 2 good dishes. This is an extra. This is a bonus. If you try it and if you like it, then it's nice. If you don't, hey, you try it. I'm just gonna let it cook for a little more, just because it has eggs in there. But yeah, and then I'll taste the rest of them, and I'll tell you which one I like the most. So stay tuned. Out of all of them, I think this smells the best because it has like the parsley, so it smells good. It smells like real cooking, which is not. But I mean, yeah. Well, if you consider this cooking, then it is. So you know, and it fell apart a little bit, hoping I could rescue like a piece, but I couldn't. So think of it as like tuna omelet. Okay, so So it might not be like a crab cake per se, but it smells good. So I'll tell you what. Now I'm gonna give them a taste, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel about them. But I think my camera is gonna turn off any minute now. So I'll probably switch to my phone and try them all. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so I'll start off with the tuna chicken parmesan, or tuna parmesan, or tuna mozzarella. Yep. I love this one. Now my favorite, the tuna barbecue. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this wins for sure. And guess what? It's like the easiest. And now with the tuna patty, semi crab cake, semi tuna patty. Whoa. Dude. What? Whoa. This is really close to a crab cake. It really does taste very close to crab cakes. Might be a little raw, but wow. Honestly, if I didn't know, wow, I probably think it's crab cakes. I can't believe this worked. Okay, let me get like a really close up because it's really small. But yeah. You know, it really does resemble crab cakes. And if I put it in the brioche bun with like a little tartar sauce, a little mustard, it'll be really good. So, actually, I do recommend you try it. Maybe not too much tartar sauce inside because it was a little watery, and I think that's why it like broke down. But you know what? Yep. Yeah. Oh my god, I cannot believe it. Listen, guys, if you want to try any of these, it's gonna be really good. But if I recommend one, it's gonna be the barbecue one. But if you have a little more time on your hand, definitely try the crab cake one. Yeah. Let me plate it up so you can see it. Look at that, guys. Wow. Let me give this a proper taste, because when I tasted it in the beginning, wow. Try it with the mustard. Yeah. You definitely gotta give this a shot. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching until this point of the video. Really appreciate you guys. Have a good one. See ya.